I'm going to kind of freeball this discussion on bilingualism on in the Caldas and Karen Caldas article, the chapter about raising their children bilingual. Um, I had obviously a lot to say about AAEV and Black culture, so I definitely wanted to kind of give it its own video and not try to force any sort of transition. Just wanted them to be able to stand alone. So I did really enjoy this chapter. I did just finish this chapter, and it did really remind me of something that I encountered a couple semesters ago when I was doing a different cultural project where I followed I think it was a YouTube channel of a biracial family living in Korea. The mother was American, father is Korean, and they have a child, and they're living fully in Korea, but they are teaching their child to live bilingually, very similar to what these authors were doing in the 80s with their children. I think that there is so much merit and so much positivity and so much worth in being bilingual, whether we start out bilingual in early childhood within our families, whether we continue immersion programs in elementary schools. I did not get to attend an immersion program, but my little brother did. My little brother is actually fluent in Russian as well as English, because he attended this immersion program starting in kindergarten. Um, and I think that there is, like, especially in the United States, because we don't encourage bilingualism. In fact, it's super popular apparently to demonize bilingualism, and it's really common for people to just go around yelling at people for speaking not English. So I think it's really important as we move into a more compassionate existence with each other, and as we move into a more multicultural society, and more accepting society, that we discourage assimilation for the sake of our own comfort, and we encourage bilingualism and multiculturalism within our families and within our homes and within our communities, I guess. Code switching, I kind of talked a little bit about it in my last video, but code switching on various levels can mean a lot of different things. Basically, it's switching between two languages. Generally, it's between two languages in different situations and different scenarios. So, in the case of bilingual children, it might be, or in the case of these bilingual children, the Caldas children, it's speaking English at home and code switching to speaking English in school and code switching to French at home. For the Black community, it's speaking standard English in their professional settings, and out in mainstream society, and coming home or coming to their community and speaking code switching to African American English vernacular. Similar with those who still speak Cajun, Creoles, and Pidgins in different areas of the U.S. At home in their area, they're able to engage with people in their community, in their Creole, and then traveling outside of their community, they have to code switch into standard English. We also see it more basically in the way that we communicate, that only English speakers communicate with other people. For instance, the way that I communicate with my friends is really different from the way that I communicate with my boss, which is really different from the way that I communicate with my parents and my grandparents. And so that code switching works that way as well. And I think I spoke to this in a previous discussion as well. It goes as far as to the language that I use that differs between the classes or the communities that I'm engaging within specifically. So when I'm engaging in my STEM courses or with my biology cohorts, I'm going to use different language than I'm going to use in my English classes and my writing classes. So being able to move smoothly and fluidly between languages and the social situations that require code switching is what's so important, and so masterful when it comes to, like, the importance of code switching.